Minky Worden. I first met Minky when I took a group from the Overseas Press Club in '92 or '91. We went out, a delegation of us went out, and Minky Worden was in working for Martin Lee.
Thank you. I wasn't planning to talk tonight, but looking at all these wonderful photographs and all these wonderful people, I got very sentimental about my time in Hong Kong, and it doesn't actually take much. Usually just a really good dim sum lunch is what it takes. But I was fortunate to live and work in Hong Kong from '92 through '98. So for the last 5 years of British rule and then a year of Chinese rule. And I was also lucky to be the lone non-Chinese person working for an all-Chinese political party, the Democratic Party of Hong Kong. It's why I speak Cantonese, and I can get you a discount on anything in Chinatown or any restaurant. I think it was really a kind of a neat perch for history. I met a lot of the 5,000 journalists who were coming to cover the handover, but many of them started reporting well in advance. And I think one of the great strengths of Hong Kong is that it was always a reporting center, a place where you could find factual information and generally be sure that what you were reading in the papers, less so now, but was true. And I think the neatest thing in the world was working with Hong Kong Chinese people who were, as you say, many of them must be among the best educated people in the world, and who had and have the greatest understanding of what their relatives left behind in China. So I'm not one of the ones who thinks that Zhou Enlai should have sent the troops over. I'm one of the ones who thinks that the 8 million people in Hong Kong have probably the world's greatest understanding of the rule of law, human rights, religious freedom, and why it's so important to preserve it, and why it's so helpful to China. So I think it's, I was fortunate to see the last governor leave. We spent a lot of time fighting against the British government. And my first contact with the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office was arguing with them over the bad British policies. It's nice to be here tonight, and I want to thank them for hosting, and it's great to see so many friends. I believe the toppings have arrived.
Yes.